Welcome back. Right, just a little quick fun video to do today. Hope you're having a great weekend, and thanks for all the people that commented on Arthur. Really enjoyed listening to that one. Played it a couple of times. Yes, it was fab. Right, anyway, a subscriber messaged me on Facebook, Ben Baker, and Ben wrote, "Hey Stripey, I hope you're doing well." I'm doing fine, thanks, Ben. I've been watching you and I've subscribed to your channel since the early Beatles D'Agostini videos. And all the problems you had with them, over them. Yeah, I had one or two. I was wondering, would you do a video on what you consider is the best stroke worst album cover art you've ever seen? I would love to hear your opinions. Thanks a lot, Ben. The best album cover art and the worst? Well, to be honest with you, as soon as I had a little think about this, I had a little look through all of my records. Then I went through all of my CD collection. And then I gazed through loads and loads of my MP3s on my computer. And what I've come up with is, it's really difficult. I mean, yes, there's some all-time classic album covers, and I'll go through them in a minute. But some album covers, if you looked at the album cover just on its own, it's very difficult to do because you associate it with the album that's on it. So for instance, like the White Album by the Beatles, we love it. We love the White Album. We love the cover. But it's because of the Beatles' music within. You know, if it was another album, just a plain white cover, you'd probably disregard it. It's because it's Blonde on Blonde, the Bob Dylan album. Don't have it on record, but I looked at the cover on my PC. Obviously, the picture's out of focus, but it kind of makes it cool. I don't know. It's a strange one. It is a strange one. So, obviously, the best covers in the world are obviously Abbey Road, Dark Side of the Moon, Nevermind, The Clash's London Calling, Nevermind the Bollocks, The Velvet Underground, Just a Banana. I mean, that one gets ranked at the top of a lot of online lists. Now, for me, I also like Tom Waits' Rain Dogs. I think it's a fantastic cover. Madness is One Step Beyond. Brilliant cover, very simple, instantly recognisable and very iconic, you know. And another album that I used to look at for hours and hours was the double album to the Sex Pistols, The Great Rock and Roll Swindle. I mean, I was 13, 14 when I got that album, you know. Probably should have had it really, Friggin' in the Rigging and all that, but it was all right back then. But the cover had that brilliant front cover, you know, with the title, like, and I think that bit is actually set out in the movie, if you've ever seen The Great Rock and Roll Swindle, and it opens up and it's this massive gatefold sleeve with all these pictures, but the actual cover just always did it for me. It was just very bold, and they'd done a single release of that album, and there was some new artwork done for it, and I really, really like that as well. And obviously there's some noteworthy album covers that, you know, you have to mention. Atom Heart Mother, Pink Floyd. Just a plain cow stood in a field. So iconic. The Beatles Revolver, you know, designed by friend Klaus Voormann. Again, very, very iconic. Ziggy Stardust, David Bowie. The Rolling Stones, Sticky Fingers, you know, well, we all know what the cover is with the zipper. Marvin Gaye's What's Going On, just a lovely picture of Marvin out in the rain, kind of suits the album so perfect. Frank Zappa's The Weasel Ripped My Flesh, another noteworthy album. Pink Floyd's Wish You Was Here, again classic, you know, the two shaking hands and one of them is a light. Elvis Presley, you know, that is literally where the Clash got the idea from for London Calling, you know, with the green and pink writing. Another album I used to own on vinyl, Grace Jones's Island Life. That is a cover and a half. That is weird. And there's some nudie pictures of her inside. But that front cover is just artistic. And also, I think, noteworthy, Meat is Murder, you know, the Smiths cover art. Very powerful song. Now, so they're the best, I think. You know, I can't really pin it down to one, but, you know, I kind of agree with most of them. Sgt. Pepper, The Velvet Underground, they're classics, you know. It's hard to pick your absolute Abbey Road, you know. How many times we stared at Abbey Road looking for the clues and all that lot. Amazing. But I struggled to find my worst. You know, there's a couple that when I looked through the collection, I thought to myself, but, you know, one of them was Derek and Clive's Ad Nauseam, which is just like a bag full of vomit, really, and some false teeth in it. But in context of the comedy album that's on there, it suits it kind of, you know. So anyway, I struggled with the worst. So what I thought I'd do, I'd go through something with you that I found online. I looked up online the worst album covers of all time, and I found an article. So what I've done, I've pulled off, the article is the 53 worst album covers of all time by Rick Henderson from an online site called Pocket Lint. I'll put a link to it down below so you can have a little look yourself. But some of them did make me chuckle. So I'm going to go through them, and I'm going to put up here somewhere the cover, and you can make comments on them and see what you think yourself. But like I said, I'm not here to offend anyone. Some people might love these covers, but some of them did make me chuckle. So anyway, shall we get on with this thing? Like I said, I'll put a link to it down below. Right, the first one, and I hope the pronunciation on these are all right. Maddie Guinness, Et Son Ensemble. Now, the article says this work of wonder by Maddie Guinness is actually a 7-inch single rather than a full-blown album, and boasts some pretty inoffensive, old-timey French melodies that you can enjoy here. The cover of this one actually fits the vibe quite well. Strange looking cover. We'll move on. Right. The Faith Tones, Jesus Use Me. Beverly Meacham, Mary Samuels and Vivian Wyler made up the American folk and gospel group who released this album in 1964. Not sure what Jesus would use them for, but those big hairdos are certainly amazing. They certainly are. Now, I had to show the wife these articles, and this one made her laugh the most out of all of them. So, it's by a guy called Gary, Getting Down to Business. Now check Gary out. Gary, now Dr. Gary Solomon, released this masterpiece in 1978. The big trousers and striking pose clearly weren't enough to keep him in the music industry, though he's still getting down to business. Now that business involves treatment by cinematopy, the art of watching films for therapy reasons. Interesting. Funny cover though. Right, I'm not going to be able to pronounce this one properly. Norberto de Freitas, and I can't pronounce the album. Come on, what do you think of that one? If this album cover doesn't disturb you sufficiently, then maybe you'll raise an eyebrow when you learn that the album title, I'm going to try and have a go on this, Trapalhadas do Balbino, literally translates into English as bugger down. Strange one. This could be my favourite of the worst. It cracks me up. By a guy called Wayne Cochran, Going Back to Miami. Check that quiff out. It's class. Soak in the beauty of Wayne Cochran and his magnificent hair. This legendary album artwork comes from an American soul singer, songwriter and producer who is also known for his bonkers outfits as well as his striking hairstylings. He started out making tunes in the 50s before retiring in the 70s and became an evangelist minister. Sadly, Wayne Cochran passed away in 2017. At least we can still enjoy the presence through his tunes. That is one album cover. Rest in peace, Wayne Cochran. What else did I find on here that I thought was hilarious? Oh, there we go. Orion, Reborn. How about that for an album cover? Orion, also known as James Hughes Bell, was an American singer who was producing music in the 70s. He famously had a voice that was incredibly similar to Elvis Presley, to the point that many people mistook him for the king of rock and roll. I did not know that. Great cover. Oh, this is a great cover as well. Country Church, self-titled. It seems that gospel music gets a lift that keeps on giving when it comes to awful album covers. Praising the Lord doesn't need amazing artwork, we suppose. Right, the next one that I thought was special. The Ministers Quartet, Let Me Touch Him. Calm yourself, we're fairly sure they're talking about God. Ha! This is classic. This will cheer you up if you see it in a record shop. Freddy Gage, All of My Friends Are Dead. Freddy Gage was a Baptist evangelist preacher, recording artist and writer. This rather sad album cover tells the sad loss. We wonder if it was an inspiration for a dark comedy book of the same name. I mean, that's pretty bad, isn't it? And probably my favourite, I think it's pretty bad, but it's called Ken, by request only. I haven't seen this record, I don't remember, as I've gone through records in the past, but I suppose that's kind of up there. And the article says, Ken would probably request that we didn't show off this image of his magnificent 70s porno moustache and equally magnificent outfit. I think that's up there. I think that is up there. I mean, there were some right dodgy ones on there, but I'm not going to show you them all. So, what did you think of those? Have you seen any worse than that? Do you think I'm being a little bit too unkind? I mean, it is just a website, and some of them did make me laugh, to be honest. So I'm going to ask you a question. What's the worst album cover that you can think of, or that you've got in your collection? What do you think is the best? I mean, I haven't been specific on that one because it's really difficult. One day it could be Sgt. Pepper, the next day it could be Abbey Road, the next day it could be Rain Dogs, etc, etc. But there's loads. It's too many. It's too many. But what do you think is the best album cover of all time? It's subjective, so drop me in the comments down below. I'll be interested to hear. So, strange little video, but thanks for that, Ben. It was unusual. But yeah, give the video a thumbs up, guys. It does help the algorithm on YouTube. And if you haven't, subscribe to the channel down there. And yeah, subscribe to the Rambles. Right, I'm going to go now, guys. I'm waffling on. Have a great week, and I'll be back with another ramble real soon. Take care.